to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You ready over there, Bob?
I'm ready.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Sure. Mayor Brandt is absent. President Capobiancol
Here.
Vice President Skrobak.
Here.
Mr. Bowen.
Here.
Mrs. DiDomenico.
Here.
Mrs. Haynes.
Here.
Mr. McCleary.
Here.
Mrs. Sweeney.
Here.
Chief McKeown. Oh, he was here. Mr. Wells.
Here.
Ms. Catania.
Here.
Mrs. DiDomenico.
Here.
Ms. Hattie. I know they're in my office. Yeah, tell them. Ring a bell. They're here. You.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to accept December 2025 council meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to accept the January 2026 reorganized meeting minutes.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Any correspondence there, Bob?
No, sir.
Before we call the citizens, I just want to make an announcement that the code enforcement job offer is tabled. So we have the first call to citizens, agenda items only.
The agenda on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. Somebody's written that down. Okay, here are nobody going up to the podium. The president's report. We did have an executive meeting tonight on policy and procedure. I'm assuming that Catania knows about the $34,000 grant that we're getting for beautification.
That's for the master planning. It's a greenways, trails, and recreation grant that we received word from receiving. It's a $40,000 project. $34,000 is coming from DCED, and it's for the master planning of woodlot. You know, we've done a lot of things these days, taking trees that are diseased out. So in order for us to do properly, we thought best for us to go back out and get a landscape architect or an arborist, that type of a consultant, to give us a master plan for woodlot. So we can go for grants and say, we've thought this out and this is where we need to be moving forward with our project.
Thank you for that information.
You're quite welcome. I didn't realize I was doing that, but
Yeah.
okay.
So we have an emergency declaration that's going to be put in place by our emergency coordinator. I will ask all residents, please be patient with our roadmaster, and you cannot throw any snow in the street. So please be patient with him. Other than that, I'll report general progress. Financial, Councilman Bull.
Thank you, President Capobiancol. Ladies and gentlemen, council. Brinker Simpson report to the Parkside Borough dated January 16th, 2026, with the meeting date of January 21st, 2026. All bank accounts have been reconciled through December 31st, 2025, and we are including bank reconciliations and statements for all reconciled funds for council's approval. We are also including in this report the monthly transaction report for the firehouse expenses. The general fund for the month of December $112,846.92 was deposited into TD Bank, including the funds transfer of $100,000 from the Pliget account. Expenses of $93,512.58 were paid. During this time, $86,557.58 of deposits were received into the Sharon Bank General Fund account, including the fund transfer of $75,000 from the Pliget account, and $86,754.90 of disbursements were made, including payroll and related expenses in the amount of $82,234.10. Year-to-date interest income across all accounts totaled $27,162.36. Below are the bank balances per the bank statements of December 31st. General account, Sharon Bank, balance $66,084.89. General account, TD Bank, $84,873. General account, Pliget, $528,219.01. The rest have been reconciled with relatively de minimis values. At this time, I would like to make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I need to abstain from fire company payments.
I also need to abstain from fire company payments as I am on the executive board.
And I have to abstain.
Right. And the council president will also be abstaining. Let the record reflect that as well.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I would like to make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for your time and attention in this matter. At this time, I would like to move to the open space report. I'm going to report general progress and offer my apology for not getting the Hometown Heroes sign repaired. I do have an extension ladder and I'm willing to do that when the weather and time permits. So there is one on, is it West Garrison or?
West Garrison.
It's on Tom Sweeney. So I did see it. I did look at it. I was going to do it on Saturday and it started to snow. So, and since I'm not covered under your workman's comp, I'm not setting up a ladder in a snowstorm. But
I was just thinking.
if it happens, it happens. So with that, general progress.
Thank you, Councilman. Recreation report, Councilwoman DiDomenico.
Our first event will be March 14th, my VIP and me, from 4 to 8. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, the first Wednesday of next month. Everybody's welcome. Do you remember anything else, Dena? I think I got everything.
Yeah, that's good.
Is that it?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman. Police and Public Safety report, Councilwoman Skrobak.
Thank you, Mr. President. I met with Chief McKeown to discuss public safety, just to get to know that position and to, and he offered to, we can meet monthly if needed, which I think I'm going to take you up on that because I want to stay up on top of that as well. And so we just went over some things with what I had some questions on it. Council, Mr. President, if I can go on to.
Yes.
Okay, so code enforcement, we tabled that. Ordinances and resolutions, grants. So the motion to adopt resolution 1904, which is appointing 3 qualified residents to fill vacancies on the zoning hearing board. We need to make a determination on which 3 we had for applications for that. So the resolution reads as 3 presently exist 3 vacancies in the membership of the zoning hearing board as a result of the expiration of the term of office of its members and or the recent election to borough council. Whereas there are presently no alternate members of the zoning hearing board qualified to fill such vacancies. So this is something we need to talk about. There's 3 terms. So one person would have a term ending in December 31st of 2028. Another person would have term ending December 31st, 2027. And then there'll be one for this year, which would be ending at the end of this year, 12/31/2026.
So we have these resumes in front of you. Which council's wishes?
I think I would like Michael Costigan for the term ending December 31st, 28, whereas he was a council member for 4 years in an elected position. He was elected. So I would like to see him for the term ending in 2028.
Well, let's vote on that. Let's take a vote on it. Anybody have any objections to Councilwoman's?
No.
Motion, we need a second if we
Yeah.
could for Michael Costigan for a
Second.
3-year term. It's been motion and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Right, all opposed?
The ayes have it.
Motion carries.
I would like to recommend Joseph Winarski. Says, I'm interested in being on the zoning board. I live at 20 East Elbon Road, Parkside. I've been a resident of Parkside for 28 years. He lives right across the street from here. He owns a small business and home repair services. He's a member of the fire company and here to take care of our president of Parkside. He is a trustee and does a lot of work over there. He fixes a lot of stuff, has a lot of free time.
You making that motion?
And it's Sons and Eagles Scout.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor?
And wait, would this be for a 2-year or 1-year
The
term?
27?
27.
2 years.
The 2
Okay,
years?
that would be for the 2-year term.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
So we need somebody for the term ending of this year.
Brittany's the other one?
Yeah, Brittany,
Yep.
Brittany and Alice. Alice was another.
Somebody make a motion? I'll entertain a motion to accept Brittany DiDomenico's application. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I'll notify them tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Moving on to motion to adopt resolution 1905. Let's see. So the council of the Borough of Parkside hereby makes application to the County of Delaware to participate in the funding from the Community Development Block Grant Fund for year 2026. And whereas projects were discussed at a public meeting held on Wednesday, December 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Township Municipal Building, Bartram Avenue in Glen Olden, Pennsylvania.
That is incorrect.
Is that incorrect? Okay.
That should
Yeah,
be
we typically
here.
meet here.
What's that?
That should be here. That's my fault. I apologize.
Oh,
I
okay.
did one for Darby Township and I did one for.
Wait, so what needs to be changed on this? Oh, Bartram Avenue.
Bartram
I'm
Avenue
just
will not
reading
be-
it.
22 East Elbon Road.
I was like, wait a minute, okay. Did I?
Nobody
not know that?
noticed. I didn't notice it either.
Okay,
We'll revise that before we get signed.
all right, so we need to revise that. So whereas now does it, it has to be revised, right? Yeah, okay. So moving on.
No, that can be voted upon.
Oh, it can be
Yeah.
voted upon
Yeah.
still? Okay, so, all right, so 22 East Elbon. All right, so a public notice appeared in the Daily Times on November 23rd, 2024, was that right?
That is.
Okay. Inviting the public to attend the meeting for their input toward the allocation of these funds. So I would like to make a motion to adopt resolution 1905.
Second.
Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. I'm gonna start really paying attention to those addresses now. Motion to advertise ordinance 586. Okay, whereas the Borough of Parkside desires to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of its residents and visitors by updating its code to address nuisances caused by the parking or storing of wrecked, junked, inoperable, stripped, or abandoned motor vehicles. Now therefore be it enacted and ordained by the Borough Council of the Borough of Parkside, County of Delaware, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, as follows. Section, do I need to read these sections? Probably section 2, mainly.
Yep, that would be fine.
Okay. Section 2, no person, company, firm, or corporation shall leave, park, or store any vehicle of any kind in a wrecked, junked, inoperable, stripped, or abandoned condition in excess of 10 days upon the public streets, thoroughfares, or public property of the Borough of Parkside. An inoperable vehicle shall include any car, truck, motorcycle, trailer, or recreational vehicle or camper having one or more of its tires in a flat or deflated condition. The parking or storing of any such vehicle shall constitute a danger and nuisance to the health, safety, and welfare of the Parkside Borough community, its residents and visitors.
And again, there's been motion, and is there a second? This was simply to advertise this particular ordinance for council's consideration.
Do we have a second? Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I'm opposed.
You opposed?
And it still passes.
Yeah. Motion carries.
Okay.
We'll get the topic back.
All right. The last one I have is motion to schedule a Borough Planning Commission meeting to present, discuss, and receive public comment on the borough's mini pros plan. This is something that also needs to be advertised, so I would like to come up with a date as well. And this is, as I was advised by our legal counsel, that the Borough Council would need to be here for that meeting as well.
And again, actually, the way our ordinances are set up, Borough Council also serves as members of the Borough Planning Commission. So this Planning Commission meeting would consist of all members of Borough Council. And again, this meeting must be properly advertised to comply with the Pennsylvania Sunshine Law. So whether we wish to do this toward the end of the month or sometime the first half of February, but certainly something we want to have completed within the next 30 days. So what is the pleasure of Borough Council with regard to scheduling such a meeting? And I have my calendar open as well.
There you go.
And Lisa, your calendar.
Yes.
That meetings we were doing.
Was I at the wrong address?
Oh,
Can we do it a half hour before the regularly scheduled meeting?
Sure can.
February?
Sure can.
We can't,
Like CDG.
Yeah, CDBG.
the only thing that I wanted to mention is that I had a conversation with the owner of 3100. They are supposed to be supplying revised plans to us, and that has to go through the planning commission as well. So I don't know whether you want to have 2 meetings. We would rather just schedule one and have both at the same time.
Yes, so we would need a minimum of 1 hour then.
You would need a minimum of
1 hour. So that would schedule a meeting at 6,
6.
perhaps at 5:30.
Is
We
there
could
any,
probably do it at 6 o'clock.
is there any benefit to expediting that meeting? Because it really doesn't look.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I'll come here at 11:30 if you want. I'm serious.
I'll be right with you because
Yeah.
it looks
You
horrible.
drive in the Parkside, you're like, oh.
Yeah, it looks horrible. So
Expedited.
expedite it. So what are you guys thinking on that about? Do you want to do next week? Do you want to do the first week of February? Yeah,
I haven't gotten the plans from 3100 at this point.
you already got the plans?
I have not.
You have not?
I have not.
We should
So
probably
they're
so-
telling me that when I spoke to him last week, he was gonna try to get them to us within the next 2 weeks. So I would say probably the
Third week of February?
the
Or
third-
second week of February? That's 3 weeks.
That's 3 weeks.
So,
Week of Monday, February the 9th.
I will not be here.
so when are you here? That's the 10th?
The Tuesday or
Tuesday the
Thursday that
10th?
week, I can,
Tuesday or
Or
Thursday?
The 10th or the 12th works well with my calendar as
I
well.
would say the 10th for me.
Thursday is tough.
Yeah, Thursday's tough for me too.
So it's the 10th,
So the 10th?
Tuesday, the 10th,
6 o'clock.
or we could do 7 o'clock PM.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
'cause it
not
doesn't
meeting, so
matter.
we could do
Yeah.
7. Right, give everybody time.
Okay, that's what you want to
So
do.
you want to, what works for everybody? 6 or 7? 7. 7? All right, let's go with 7 then.
All right.
So Tuesday, February 10th at 7.
And is there a second on the
The motion.
motion by, the motion and second?
Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Bob, will you advertise the meeting for the planning commission to meet on Tuesday, February the 10th at 7 o'clock PM, again, to review and discuss the borough's many pros plan, as well as land development plans for, is it 3001?
3,100.
3100 Edgemont, right? We put that in legal action. Yep, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman. License and inspections report, Councilwoman Haynes.
This is the first year I've had that committee, so I am just educating myself on what licenses and inspections is doing and report general progress.
Thank you. You can go on.
Communications.
Communications. I will be putting together the spring newsletter. If council or anybody want to send me anything, I did send out an email. If you could respond with anything, if the police want to send anything. I will be putting it in the spring newsletter. One of my other things I do is try to get everybody to get along, communications, and for us to be transparent. Council member and some council members were in the paper and on social media for some negative things. We did have an executive session, and during that executive session, we did work out a lot of things. And from what I can see, nobody on this council wants any of that in the paper or on social media. So we're asking residents to all work together, and if you have any problems, please come to us directly. We would rather have a atmosphere of everybody getting along instead of division. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Recycle, MS4, Councilwoman Sweeney.
Thank you, President Capobianco. For the December waste collection, B&L collected 91.51 tons of trash and 14.46 tons of recycling during that month. We would also like to extend our apologies for the confusion during New Year's week regarding recycling pickup. B&L unexpectedly passed through the area without prior notice to the borough, which led to some understandable uncertainty for residents. We appreciate everyone's patience and understanding. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the borough office, or you can email me at dsweeney@parksideborough.com. And for the Hometown Heroes, the borough recently received a message from a resident regarding the Hometown Heroes flag that had been damaged by high winds. After being notified, I reached out to Councilman Doug Bull, who immediately offered to repair the flag at no cost. Both the resident and I would like to extend our sincere thanks to Councilman Bull for his quick response and generosity. His willingness to step in reflects the spirit of service and community pride that our Hometown Heroes program represents. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
You're welcome.
Move along, Public Works and Property Report, Councilman McCleary.
Thank you, Mr. President. For Public Works, I haven't got a chance to see with Ryan yet, so I'm just going to report general progress for now. And for the junior council, kind of similar, I have a meeting scheduled with these fine folks over here. You got anything you want to add? Do you have anything you want to report? Put you on the spot, I'm sorry. Okay, okay, yeah, well, I got a meeting scheduled with them. I'm gonna talk to them one-on-one, and I'm just taking over for Michael. So I already synced with Michael, and he's had nothing but great words about you guys and girls, I'm sorry. So I'll just report general progress, but
Yeah, Mr. Costigan was good with the junior council. Yeah, it was very good with them.
Theo, and to add to that, I worked with Michael, with junior council,
Okay.
and I was in on the interviews along with Councilman Bowl. So we both were there with our ladies over here, their interviews. But if, we are still also, I think, on the committee as well to help out with that. If not, I'm happy to help if you need anything as well.
thank you.
Thank you,
So I-
Councilman. Chief McKeown.
Mayor's report for the period December 1st to December 31st, 2025. Crimes reported, we have 5. We have an assault, burglary, 1 theft, disorderly conduct, harassment, and criminal mischief. We had 125 calls for service. The most prevalent, we had 3 domestics, 16 medical emergencies, 12 building checks, 10 assist other agencies, and 12 traffic and parking issues. We had 3 motor vehicle accidents, 30 motor vehicle stops, 21 citations, and 7 warnings.
Thank you, Chief. Going along with the tax collector, Mr. Anthony Fritz.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay, so Treasurer has received a total of $1,487,525.41 to date. From October 5th, 25 to January 20th of 2026, a total of $51,328.95 has been collected. And that will conclude the tax year of 2025.
Thank you, sir. Moving along, Fire Marshal, Mike Daly.
Good evening, council, residents. Michael Daly, Fire Marshal 2.0 for 2026. I have so far in the past 2 weeks met with public safety, have been in communication with Councilwoman Haynes regarding the ISO certifications. The fire department provided theirs. I believe police chief provided his, and I'm going to work on ours. It has the possibility and probability of reducing homeowners' policies with the insurance carriers based on what grading the community receives. So that's progress. I wanted to be brief about our upcoming and code blue weather with alternative heat sources, space heaters, pellet stoves, fireplaces. Make sure they're all working properly. Space heaters need to be plugged directly into the receptacle, the outlet. They can't be on an extension cord. They can never be on a surge protector strip. That's too much electrical resistance going through the system, and they will fail. Fireplaces, your CO detector should be active. Your fireplace should be the flue open, working properly. And the last I have is with the upcoming storm. I don't want to take away the fire chief's thunder or the emergency management, but we have, 23 hydrants through the community?
Yes.
And of those 23 hydrants, 8 inches of snow, if you have one on your front yard, could you give us a hand and shovel it out? The chief has a team ready to go when he can put the truck on the street and go shovel them. But if you're out there shoveling, it only benefits the resident or your neighbors. The balance of my report is progress, and I will communicate with all of you and Great to meet everybody.
Thank you, Mike, for all that information.
Thank you.
All right. Emergency Management Coordinator, Chief Lamy.
You want my fire report, sir?
Yeah, you can do that too if you want.
The chief's report for December. In December, we responded to 40 incidents. We had 6 fires, 32 EMS calls, 2 hazmats, 6 false alarms, and 1 service call. For the total of last year, we responded to 483 incidents. That's up from 338 from the year before. So our call volume has gone up increasingly every day. We did 74 fires, 250 rescues and EMS calls, 32 hazardous, no fire calls, 20 service calls, 18 good intent calls, 73 false alarms, 1 weather and 1 special incident, and 14 engine crews that were on duty crew those nights. The fire company in the past 4 months had our equipment tested and certified for use. This is so that we know that there's stuff that we put on our back or we're using an everyday medical or fire that we're giving the borough residents the best that we can put out. We have an EMT class starting next month, and we continue to train in firefighting and medical calls to provide the best care and service to our residents. In the coming months, we are looking to provide CPR AED training to our residents who are interested in having this training. Also, first aid and stop the bleed. I'd like to make a mention that our food pantry has been busy. We have also partnered with the Delco Food Bank, and they gave us a donation from Wegmans, Giant, ShopRite. Since Thanksgiving, we have helped with these donations of over 120 families that we've fed since Thanksgiving, who've come to the firehouse and picked up food from us. And then another 50 families just from our own pantry at the firehouse. I'd like to say thank you to all of those who have been donating to the food bank. There are bins on the front porch. One other thing I'd like to mention is I was talking with the fire marshal tonight. If you go outside your house and look, can you see the address on the front of your house? That's something that we feel very strong about, because when the police chief will also tell you that when we respond to houses and we're looking for addresses, we're shining lights or whatever. In the middle of the night, remember, we're coming, we're half awake, and we'd like to know where you're at, because some of the streets will have single numbers on one side and triple numbers on the other side. Just make it easier for us to find you. The faster we get there, the faster we start treatment or helping you in the emergency that you have. This coming weekend, we're in for a lot of snow. So I declared a state of emergency for the borough. And that's going to be, I'm asking all residents, if you have a driveway, park your car in the driveway. Roadmaster needs to get down the road. If we're responding to calls, we need to make sure that he can get the roads clear for us, because that's a hazard that we don't need. The fire hydrants, as the fire marshal said, we will try to get out there. If you can't get to it, we'll try to get a crew out there, because that benefits everyone. Other than that, general progress, and thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Mr. President, I'd like to add to the chief's report to thank Franklin Federal Credit Union, the foundation, for their, that's okay, Chief, for their donation. They did see and have been watching the borough community posts, the website, and they said our pantry was one that they really are looking out for. Ones that are not funded by the federal government, which there was a question out there whether our pantry was, and it is not. It has been ran and continued. The path that we're going has increased because of our residents and the donations from our residents, as well as people in other towns have reached out to me, have now started sending Amazon packages to the firehouse. So it's not just, our community that's donating. It's actually gotten more involved throughout the county of others. We have had families contact us from Aston, from Brookhaven, from Chester, from Woodland, from Ridley. So it has grown to something bigger. And I'm proud and happy that it's continued. And, proud that the fire, and thankful that the fire company years ago, when I approached them, asking if they'd be willing to have this there. Even giving me the the closet that I found out was where they used to hang up the coats for like the hall and things like that, people coming in. So I'm very thankful for that. Again, there are bins outside, but if something needs to be dropped off or delivered, you can reach out to myself or to anyone in our fire company, and they'll be happy to let you in. That's another thing we did today. I had a resident reach out, and we opened the doors for her. Our chief was nice enough to open the doors. So we do have set times, but we will not turn people away. We will find a way to get that pantry open to help them, anyone in need. So it's fine.
Yeah, Chief Lamey's there 24/7.
Yeah. So thank you, Chief, too, for all that.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Engineers report, Ms. Catania.
Thank you, Mr. President. Seems nice,
Yeah.
you're sitting there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Just a few things. The road program 2025 final completion report was submitted to PennDOT. So we should be hearing about that shortly. The mini pros, I have, we talked about the planning commission meeting, and I will have a request to the county for the final payment for that grant. So that'll be reimbursement. So I'll be contacting Marcy for more canceled checks as I did the other day. As a matter of fact, I've already done it.
Yes.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Have it to you tomorrow.
Yeah. The borough has received quite a few grants. We talked about the Greenways, Trails, and Recreation Grant. That's a Woodlot Master Landscape Plan. We've been awarded $34,000, and so everyone is aware prior to the grant agreements execution. I want to make sure that everyone's aware there is a $6,000 match to that. It's a 15%. So when we go out for proposals from consultants to do this particular work, we're responsible for 15% of that, which for $40,000 is $6,000. The borough also received a grant for emergency apparatus under the legislative set-aside 2024 in the amount of $224,000. I've put in application for this borough building upgrades, the last HVAC and some work here in the building, conversion of the conference room to space that the community can use with computers, a small library, so that there's some activity in that particular area. And I've also put an application in for Woodlot fitness equipment replacement for benches, for swings, to upgrade the memorial gardens and some other areas there. I'm not talking children's swings, I'm talking about swings for leisure swings, because we can't put that kind of active equipment on that particular site. The community development block grant applications were submitted. Edgemont Avenue pedestrian lighting, which is the last portions of Edgemont Avenue, the other side of Edgemont Avenue that have been completed. There's 2 blocks that do not have lights, so we've asked for that, and a road resurfacing project. So we'll hear about that probably sometime May, June. The LSA, we won't hear probably till September. That's all I have unless anyone has any questions.
Yeah, it was reported to me there are some lights that are not LED. Chief, do you have that information?
Yes, I'll give it to,
Do you know offhand which one they are, like real quick? Do you have anything?
on the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the address and the phone numbers that they're at. There's actually one right down the street from the Borough Hall.
There is.
There's 3 on Forest View, and there's 1 on East Fulham. I'll give Theo the addresses after the meeting, and he can take his road, his.
Yeah, Theo. Yeah.
So I have that.
Theo.
Yeah, let's go. We'll sync up.
Okay.
I have a quick question.
Is that part of the original contract? Because we just signed, literally just signed the check closing the thing out.
So I was under the impression that all the lights were, okay.
Yeah, so were we all.
No,
Right.
no.
And so there were change orders where they found, and I spoke to Mike Fuller today, there were lights that had already been replaced with LEDs, so they didn't have to change those out. I'm wondering if there was some confusion and a few were missed. So I can go back to Mike Fuller and get more information on that.
Yeah, they're not converted to LED.
Okay. Yes, if I can get the addresses
I'll get them to you.
or general area,
As soon as the meeting's over, I'll get them to you.
yes, and I can go back to Mike Fuller and discuss that with him. I just talked to him today to.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I seen that. I was like, wait a second.
I was like, great.
First I heard about these
but not
lights.
quite done.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Catania. Solicitor's report, Mr. Wills.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. January 21st, 2026 Solicitor's Report is as follows. Number one, delinquent 2025 trash fee accounts. Earlier this month, my office had drafted and forwarded 16 letters to delinquent trash-free property owners advising them to fulfill their financial obligations to the borough within the next 30 days, or in the alternative, a municipal lien would be placed on the property to include, of course, court costs and attorney's fees. Number two, the accounting services agreement with Brinker, Simpson and Company. Again, I have reviewed the proposed accounting services agreement with Brinker Simpson to continue their role as borough treasurer for 2026 and find it to be satisfactory. Marcy has been a professional pleasure to work with and certainly responds very promptly to all of my inquiries. Therefore, I am recommending that Borough Council vote in the affirmative to approve the agreement, which will be subject to a vote by council under the new business section in this evening's agenda. Number three, the zoning hearing board vacancy resolution. Again, Article 9, Section 103 of the, strike that, 903 of the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code requires that all appointments to the zoning hearing board be accomplished via a written resolution. Accordingly, my office drafted the appropriate resolution, which was adopted earlier this evening by Borough Council, appointing 3 new qualified residents to fill existing vacancies on the zoning hearing board. 4, the abandoned vehicle ordinance. Again, in consultation with Police Chief Pat McKeown, my office drafted certain amendments to the borough's abandoned vehicle ordinance to clarify what constitutes an inoperable vehicle in the borough. And Borough Council has voted earlier this evening to advertise said ordinance, and it will be scheduled for final adoption by Borough Council at the February 18th council meeting. Number 5, I want to thank Borough Council for their vote of confidence in appointing me Borough Solicitor at the meeting earlier this evening. I look forward to a continued mutually beneficial relationship as we serve the good people of the Borough of Parkside. And with that, Mr. President, I can report general progress.
Thank you, Mr. Wills. Call to citizens.
Andrew Solick, 142 East Roland. Question, in the past number of years, we've always had what they call a bridge loan of approximately $100,000. We don't need that anymore.
That is correct, at least for 2026. I never like to say we'll never need it again, but we are in good financial situation where we did not require, short of a short-term bridge loan, to make sure that our bills were paid for the first quarter of 2026. So again, that is through the continued good graces and certainly the financial monitoring, not only of this Borough Council, but the past Borough Council, to do our best to control spending. And again, as you know, Mr. Slowick, for 2026, there was no borough tax increase.
Right.
Unfortunately, the County of Delaware and the Pendelco School District, unfortunately, cannot make that same statement.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Hello, hi, I'm Michael Deweese. I live at 20 East Elbon Road. I've noticed that there's no police officer on the weekends. Why is that?
Chief? So our full-time officers, they're scheduled Monday through Friday. And so our weekends are covered by part-time officers. We have 6 part-time officers for 6 shifts. They're not available every weekend. And when they are, it's sporadic. Some can work this weekend, some can work that. We don't have complete coverage by the state police. They simply cover when we cannot provide that coverage with our part-time staff. So to answer your question, it's staffing. We just don't have enough officers to cover the shifts.
Can you fill a full-time position?
We can, and we do. We offer it to them. If we were to require them to work every weekend, there would be some grievances filed, and our overtime budget would be through the roof. So we can't simply say, because we don't have part-time workers on the weekend, our full-time staff.
So the state police are covering you guys on the weekends?
When we don't have a part-time officer available.
And how long is the response time?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's delayed. It is delayed. It's a delayed response when the state police are covering.
Okay.
As you know, they come from media, they come from all over the county. So I couldn't give you a definitive time. And they're not coming for all calls. They're coming for, serious safety issues or crimes in progress.
So when you say not all calls, so who covers the other calls that are not serious?
So if it's like a neighbor dispute or a barking dog complaint, we would get the call when we come in the next day. And the next available officer who comes in, they would get that information from our dispatch and they would respond. For emergencies, they're coming. For non-emergencies, which the state, medicals or quality of life calls, that's the one they're not responding for.
Okay. I'm just worried about like when the weather breaks and people are coming from Chester and they're using the park and they're just being destructive, like break-ins of cars, and just who's going to respond to that?
Or certainly, and I wouldn't say it's people from Chester. It's all over.
Yeah.
When kids are out of school, they're gathering, and kids do things that kids shouldn't do sometimes. So, if it's a crime in progress, someone's coming. If we have an officer on duty, we're responding. But if not, and it's a crime in progress, the state is coming. And it's a valid concern. It's not a position we want to be in. We're working towards hiring more officers. Part-time policing, it's hard to get qualified people to want to do the job.
I understand.
So,
You put your life on the line. I appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah, I appreciate it.
That's all.
Thank you. Rest assured, if there's any medical calls, Parkside Company 45 will always be on scene. We'll most be likely be the first ones on scene, so the residents don't have to worry about any medical calls. We will be there. Anyone else? Hearing none, any old business that's been tabled? New business. I will entertain a motion to adopt the agreement between Parkside Borough and Brinker and Simpson.
So moved.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Residents, be safe out there this
Wait,
week.
I have new business. I would like to ask council if it's okay to have Jay Wills draft a memorandum to increase part-timers' wage from 25 to 29 starting in June 2025. This is an effort to secure more part-time officers to fill empty shifts. 26, yes. 26.
June 1st or July 1st?
Backpedal.
June 1st or
June.
2026?
The reason why it was discussed as June is because that's when the money comes in from the residents for taxes.
So we're good with that. Oh, Councilman Paul, we good with that?
We're still working it through. So we had $7,000 in overtime for just the month of December. We also had some other costs. So we're crunching the numbers over here right now. I'm not saying no, but I think we should vote on it in February, to be perfectly honest with
You
you.
can do that?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
I will have that MOU drafted and ready for council's consideration at the February monthly meeting.
Anybody else with new business? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Fun sitting next to you.
I'm so
sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm like,
I guess I could like catch you.
Stick one over that I didn't know about. I love reading it. I'm like, oh god.
I was like, wait a minute.